DJ Big Rip, we working, y'all watching.
Hype Hour Radio.
Some songs that I had to beats that I bought leases for. I didn't really sit down and try to put together a cohesive project until probably 2019 when I dropped a project called RPG, Repent, Progress, and Growth. And I got real, I would say it probably some of the most creative stuff that I did as far as pushing that project. Like, I even made like an interlude that sounded like the movie phone guy. So just like, hello and welcome to Music Phone, brought to you by Prodigy Music and the Lord Above. And I did the whole, like, if you know the name of the music you like to hear, press 1 now. Like, I sat there and did all of that. And then I went back and screen recorded myself playing along with it, put it together, and put one of the songs from the album on there. And it just like, people were like, yo, what song is that? I never heard that song. Like, it's on the album. You got to wait for that. And I really started putting more thought into how I was trying to put the music out there on display. And that was probably one of the biggest projects that I had because the streams were coming in. Like, I would go and check. I was popping up on random playlists on Spotify that I'd never heard of. Apple Music started picking up for me. And then it's like, I need to learn how to register my music with BMI. I got to make sure that my sound exchange is good in case anything goes through streaming. Like, starting to really have to learn the business side of things. Yeah. And that shit was stressful to the point to where I was like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, I just want to make the music. I don't want to have to handle the business aspect of everything, but it is the music business. So you got to find the balance in that. So it was shortly after that Luck came into the picture.
I commend you for, you know what I'm saying, evidently going and not letting that run you off, you know what I'm saying, and finding it, because that's a big thing. A lot of artists, you know what I'm saying, that they don't want to do that, you know what I'm saying, and run them out from it, or you know what I'm saying, or they just make music and then, you know what I'm saying, they don't worry about that, and that's just leaving money on the table, whatever. You're definitely doing it as a hobby, as that, you know what I'm saying. Right now it's so easy to get money. You just gotta set yourself up properly. You know what I'm saying? So I commend you for that for sure.
And even then, like with me, not really, I wouldn't say knowing the business, but being able to work through the business side of it, I still would tell people it was a hobby. And some people would get pissed. They'd be like, "What you mean it's a hobby? Like, I do this shit to live." I was like, "Okay,
but
cool.
That's
you." It was like, but I have a real job. Yeah. Like a real career that is really paying my bills and is funding the music. I was like, until the music starts to pay bills, it's a hobby. Yeah. Like I'm investing more into it. At the time, I was investing more into it than I was seeing on a return. So it's a hobby.
It's a hobby, yeah.
The time I invest in at work, I'm seeing a return by way of my paycheck, by way of progressing and getting promotions and stuff like that. I'm not getting promotions through music. Like, it's not happening how I would need it to happen for me to consider it a second legitimate source of income.
A lot of folks won't even swallow that pill like what you just said. You know what I'm saying? And realize, like, you, until it's really funding you and, you know what I'm saying, and it's starting to pay for itself, you chasing it as a career, but like that's not your job, bro.
Everything that you're doing is essentially an interview for somebody to one day be like, you know what, you can really do this. Yeah. Every time I come and I sit down with somebody and interview with them, yes, in itself that's an interview, but outside of that, like, somebody else somewhere who I may not even know is gonna see this and be like, that nigga got something. He could probably really do this. And then they want to put the funding behind it, and then I'm no longer having to work my regular job. I can just do music, then it's not a hobby. Yeah. But until I'm spending 40 plus hours a week doing this, it's a hobby.
It's a hobby.
And I said it in a song, and people like they vibe to the song, and then when I say that, like, any artist in the crowd, I can literally see their face go, because I was like, y'all do this shit to live, I just do it as a hobby. And they be like, what that nigga say? Yeah, no, like, I mean, run up on stage. You're not finna Will Smith me. Like, but it's like, I'm not trying to be rude. If you make money and you make a living and you take care of yourself, your family, your kids off of music, that's your business. But for me, it's still a hobby because it didn't put the shoes on my feet. It's not putting food in my kid's mouth. It's not putting gas in the car. But what it is doing is, when the stream royalties come in, I turn around and put that towards mixing and mastering, or studio time, or a beat, or something like that. So it's become, it's gotten to the point to where it kind of pays for itself. Yeah. But in the end, I'm still putting my money into it after the fact too. So it's still a hobby. Yeah. If more people could come to terms with the fact that it was a hobby, I feel like the love for creating the music could come back.
This is a Hype Hour Radio with Big Rip.
home of the hottest rising indie artists. I'm Artifacts. Keep it locked.